this one day I was standing near an elevator with my boss and this other person, and my boss asked me if I could take down this other person's phone number because he didn't have anything on him. And I reached into my handbag, flicked out my pen and my diary, and along came a pair of my children's knickers, which fell onto their feet. I was absolutely embarrassed, but we all saw the funny side of it. I've always been a working mother, and right now I'm at the other end of motherhood where I've got grandchildren, so nothing like that happens to me now. One of the reasons why this story came to mind was someone I was working with the other day talked about no matter how career-minded you are, and that how much you've provided for the child to be looked after during the day. In this particular example, this woman's husband was the person that stayed home to look after the children. There still is an extraordinary amount of mother's guilt. So that's feeling like you're not giving enough. There were many times when my children were growing up that I felt mother's guilt. Times where I wasn't able to pick them up from daycare when they were upset and had to send someone else in, or even mother's guilt around this one day I drove my kids to school. My son had told me it was a 𝗕𝗶𝗴𝗴𝗲𝗀 day, and I did not believe him. He argued with me on the 15-20-minute drive to school that it was definitely a pupil-free day, and I really thought he was having me on. I got to school to an empty car park, so obviously he was correct, and then I felt guilty about not knowing these things as a mother. The question then becomes, when you're a working mother, what do you do with this guilt? Well, as I said, I'm at the other end of motherhood and I felt guilty all along. But what I do see now is my children who are now all over 30, and I see that they all have really strong work ethic, productive relationships, and are happy within themselves. So all that mother's guilt that you're carrying now, in the longer term, it really doesn't matter. It's all in your head. Your kids love you anyway.